Hi breathers! In this video, you'll learn 4 breathing techniques to run your best. Your breath is the gas that fuels your body, and while most people think of glucose or food as the fuel, you won't last very long without breathing. In fact, you could run days without eating, while you would only last a few minutes without breathing. So rather than ignoring your breath, let's get you up to speed on how to best breathe while running. If you've followed breath guidance for long, you know I'm on a mission to educate you to the fact that every breathing technique has a specific time and place it's best suited for. So the way you breathe while you're sprinting is going to be different than the way you breathe while running a marathon. In the same way that you're going to change your foot strike and your stride when you're going for your fastest pace or your longest distance. The 4 breathing techniques I'll teach you today are going to depend on the effort of your run and the pace of your heart. So I want you to think of each of these breathing techniques like a gear. Gear 1 is going to be the easiest and gear 4 is going to be the hardest. So let's dive in. Breathing technique 1, or gear 1, is your easiest pace. And this breathing technique is going to be a fully nasal breath. So every breath will come in the nose and every breath will go out the nose. The theory behind this breathing technique is that we're using the nose entirely to stimulate the nitric oxide receptors in the nasal cavity. This is going to help you have better oxygen efficiency and delivery to the tissues that need it most. So it might look something like, as I start to increase my effort, I want to still stay in gear 1 if I can. So the breathing technique might look more like, so this breathing technique is something that you want to use for your training runs, not something that you're going to use while you're racing or in your maximum performance. Now, breathing technique 2, or gear 2, is going to still be a nasal breath, but we're going to add velomas. A veloma is a pause between the same direction of breath. So it might look something like in, out. If you want to add more velomas, you could add 3 or 4, but I wouldn't do more than that, which would look like you can even add velomas for the out breath, but it's a little trickier. And if you want to try that, I would try to keep the velomas for the in breath the same as the out breath. So like 2 and 2. And this is going to really help trick your brain into the fact that you're getting an extra breath when really you're still in the same direction as the first breath. Now, breathing technique 3, or gear 3, is when we start to add the mouth. Now, you want to keep the in-breath always through the nose, and this could be with velomas or without velomas. But the out-breath is going to be through pursed lips and really pushing the breath out from the mouth. It might look something like, the idea behind this is that we're using the mouth to gas off all of that extra carbon dioxide that we're making as a byproduct with our muscles working extra hard. Now, if you're in a training run, you're not going to use this gear the entire time as soon as you get to it. Meaning, if you are going through gear 1 and then you get to gear 2 and you're like, okay, I really need to move to gear 3, try to only move to gear 3 for like 2 or 3 breaths, kind of like a purge for the exhale through the mouth, and then see if you can drop it back down to gear 2 or to gear 1. Now, breathing technique 4, or gear 4, is when you're going for an all-out sprint or all-out effort. So this is something that you're not going to use in your training runs at all, but you might use if you were doing a race or you're trying to go for your peak optimal best performance yet. It'll look something like I've been a runner my entire life, and when I learned these breathing techniques, it completely changed my running game. I was able to run at faster paces and go way longer distances. The thing I want you to know is that if you're somebody who's running and you've never created nasal breathing, so gear 1 or gear 2, through your runs for very long, you're going to find that this is going to be pretty difficult when you first start. But I promise you, if you continue to use these breathing gears, especially gear 1 and gear 2, to optimize your running performance, you're going to expand by leaps and bounds. So the 3 different running scenarios that you can really apply these breathing techniques is first, thinking of your tempo run. That run where you're trying to create a little more effort, but you're still using it as a training. That's where I'm going to start in gear 1. I'll move up to gear 2, and I'll only use gear 3 when I absolutely need it, and I continue to try to come back into gear 2 as often as possible. The next running scenario is when I'm trying to do my long, easy runs, and in that case, I only run in gear 1 or gear 2. I never go into gear 3 or to gear 4. The last running scenario is when you're going for your personal best time or pace, and you're really going to go at all-out effort for a race. I'll probably do a lot in gear 3 and then gear 4 for as long as I need it, and probably until I hit that finish line. But hopefully I'm not doing that until I've taken a lot of time training and building foundation with the first 3 gears. I hope this video helps you run your best, and let me know in the comments below how they work for you. If you want to learn more breathing techniques for all different types of applications, join me in my online breath technique training. This is where I teach you over 60 different breathing techniques. And don't worry if you're not ready to up-level your breath education that much just yet. I also have a free breath awareness program on breathguidance.com. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. I'm Danny May, and I hope to see you more around breath guidance very soon. Bye.